these notable alums. Ready? Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, Adobe CEO Shantanu Narayan, former MasterCard CEO Ajay Banga, Fairfax Financial CEO Prem Watsa, and Procter & Gamble CEO designate Shailesh Jejurikar. That's incredible high school.
You know, Deborah Messing went to my high school.
Oh,
She was on a
Boring.
fun sitcom.
It's an all-new, terrific Tuesday edition of Business Pants featuring analyst hole Matt Moscardi. On today's lead independent turkey called November 25th, 2025, the Who Do You Blame game.
Yeah, it's got to be our best show, right?
It's our most exhausting show, both with the amount of details and the effort put into it.
I mean,
For the listener too, probably.
It's objectively the best thing that we do. We are objectionable, but this is actually good.
Well,
right?
maybe. Wait till you hear the actual stories.
All right, good.
Do you understand how the Who Do You Blame game works? Do you want to explain it? Do I need to explain it? Do you understand it?
I think I do. You say a headline and then
we pick a
who's
headline.
At fault.
And just so everyone knows, this is how incredible we are as an organization. Yeah, I'm going to toot our own horn for once. We don't all the headlines we pick are like yesterday, this morning, the day before. We don't have like a
recent
podcast mill where we're like, we're looking at a story like 2 months ago and we're digging around. Like we're active. We're at it. We're in the headlines.
Not to mention that our staff, who works around the clock,
God love them,
is 0 people. So,
right, God hate them. All right, here we go.
Is this show sponsored by anybody today?
Oh, yeah. Our show today is being sponsored by Free Float Analytics and FreeFloatAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power connections and performance for free.
I just had
go ahead.
I just had a conversation this morning with some people who are all they want to do now is vote no campaigns because of the new SEC thing.
Hey, we're finally whittled down to what we think is the most important, which is directors. Hello.
And now everyone's like, how do we do that? And it's like, oh, Free Float Analytics has data.
And listen to our shows. I mean, we'll give you ideas constantly about how to use the data, how to interpret the data. And again, it's not politically to the left or right. It doesn't have a political message behind it. It's just maybe we do sometimes, but the data doesn't.
Did I tell you that Free Float Analytics gave me all their data?
Yeah.
And I built on top of it a predictor of which director is going to get voted out next.
I like this. Does it account for the anti-DEI movement for Robbie Starbuck?
So
and those
the things I'm going to do next are scenario models, like the anti-woke movement, the
Kid Rock,
activist is involved, sudden earnings drop.
Nelson Peltz.
Nelson Peltz is racist. Yeah, I'm going to account for all of it.
I don't have any stories about activist investors in my list today, but it is forever remarkable to me that an activist investor sneezes, right? And suddenly Glass Lewis, ISS, whoever, Vanguard, suddenly like they're paying attention, they're voting, they have serious comments about directors and chairs and tenure.
They've been there for 7.6 years.
But where gone. So you should have already been planning a vote against before they showed up, right? I mean,
the bar is low. Pretend you're an activist all the time. That's all you have to do.
Of course, but that's your job.
That's it, right?
That's your job, proxy advisors and investors. That's your job.
Yeah, investors. All right, let's do this thing. All right, so you're going to do a couple. I'll do one.
Yeah.
I don't have that many.
You had a busier morning. You were talking to people. I was working on this dumb show. Here's the headline. Campbell's. Is it Campbell's? Is it still called Campbell's Soup Company?
They got rid of soup, I think.
Campbell's Foods.
I think, it's something like that. Yeah, and their divisions. We made fun of their division names. Didn't they name the division like Tasty Food and Food? Or
was that
Enhancers?
Kraft? That might have been Kraft and Heinz.
Oh, it might have been Kraft.
So the headline is Campbell's places VP on leave following viral poor people rant. Hey, it's impressive that they've already done something. They've already put him on leave. So this is coming from a lawsuit. The former Campbell's security analyst Robert Garza has filed a lawsuit against Martin Bally. He still is. I guess he's on leave, but he's the company's vice president and chief information security officer. This seems important. He was quoted as saying, "We have shit for fucking poor people." He's referring to the products at Campbell's. We have
Ooh.
shit. I'm interpreting this because it's been censored. So I'm guessing what the swears are. He's saying we have shit for fucking poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. I'd like to know what he does buy, though. That suggests that there's
That
some
sounds-
good stuff, right?
I want to get something delicious that he's eating.
Bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that comes from a 3D printer. Now, I'm interested in this. If they're 3D printing meat, I think that'd be kind of a cool thing to tell people about.
No,
wouldn't
people are
it?
trying that. I would not eat it. Yeah.
And then he went on to make derogatory comments about Indian coworkers, referring to saying fucking Indians don't know a fucking thing and they couldn't think for themselves. He's just an asshole, it sounds like.
So I have not been closely monitoring this story. I saw that
It
it
just
happened.
dropped. Just dropped.
Where did it happen? Was this in the bathroom?
Revealed in the lawsuit. Oh, it was supposedly this is what makes it kind of crazy is that the lawsuit says that this comes from a tirade while Robert Garza was, I guess he's just having a meeting to try to get a raise. He was trying to get a promotion or something with his boss, who is this
Interesting
lunatic.
place. This
Right?
is-
It's a weird story, but Campbell's has already responded saying that they're proud of the food we make and the high ingredients, and that the comments are absurd. And then they went on to say, and this kind of goes into my game a little bit, the Who Do You Blame game. They said, keep in mind, the alleged comments are made by an IT person who has nothing to do with how we make our food. All right, just keep that in mind. That quote. That's an official statement from the Campbell's Food Company relating to the story, because this is a bad PR story, especially like right before the holiday season. This is like kind of the worst story you're going to deal with, right? And this
but
type
the
of
IT
company.
guy does know how to open the can of soup, right? Like he does know
Yes.
that part. Okay.
Yeah. He
Okay.
uses ChatGPT to do that. All right, so who do you blame? I joked to you yesterday that when I read the headline, shouldn't this have been Tyson Foods they're talking about? This sounds
Yeah.
like a story that comes from like a family-held firm, and then of course you immediately retorted, "Well, this is a family-held firm."
They are Tyson Foods.
Right,
This is the
so
same.
I forgot.
It's
So
the Campbells.
do you blame the founding families? And that includes modern day, so it's Mary Alice Malone. Okay, Mary Alice Dorrance Malone. She just passed away. Her daughter is taking over her role on the board. Matt, this is the first woman, I think I've joked about this for a while, but this is the first woman I've ever seen use the name Junior in her name. So I kind of love her for this.
Ooh, I like
Mary Alice Dorrance Malone Jr. Have you ever seen that before? Or never seen that? I love it.
Not, yeah.
But she's one of the controlling family members, along with Bennett Dorrance and Archibald Van Buren. Combined, they control 35% of the voting power, but more importantly, according to Free Flow Analytics, they control 76% of board influence. The point being that this family is in control of this company, so you could blame the controlling family for creating an atmosphere that hires dudes like that. I guess that's the first possible thing to blame. Okay.
It's going to be hard to top that as the person to blame here.
How about investors? A week ago, they held their annual meeting. Average director support was 98%. 9 directors were over 99%, which is just incredible for a company that's really not doing that great.
Isn't like 52% of the shares owned by the family? Isn't like that
35. They have 35% voting power. Or at least those top 3 I just mentioned. But I've looked at I took a while looking at their recent performance or share price. The company's kind of been declining steadily over the years. It's not,
Turns out soup can't compete with like grok. Is that what you're saying?
Also, like, let's be fair. I don't necessarily agree with everything the guy said, but the Campbell's soup is really not known for being too healthy. It's known for being full of sodium and some calories and fat, and it's not known as being super healthy. Let's just say.
I think it's like 87. It's like a salt lick. I think it's 87% sodium.
Which is what's odd to me is that 43% of shareholders said yes to a simple majority vote, but then only 11% said yes to a regenerative agriculture program, including pesticide reduction outcomes. So they could have they had a chance to vote on food stuff, but they anyway. That investors. That's the second one. You blame investors. The third, and this is going back to my quote that they said that he was an IT person knowing nothing about the food. Listen to all the non-family board members. There's 9 non-family board members. I'm not going to read all their names, but some of their names include Fabiola Arredondo, Howard Averill, former basketball player Grant Hill.
Oh, Grant Hill's on the board. He knows a
But
lot about food.
Exactly. That's my point. Here and now I'm going to tell you all their areas of expertise. I won't give you all the names, but I'll just tell you their areas of expertise. Family Investment Trust, former Time Warner CFO, former CFO of Allergen, which is a pharmaceutical company, a basketball player, e-commerce sales, global shipping. The chair, he's in appliances, and the closest one is a man named Kurt Schmidt, who was a CEO of a weed company, a cannabis company, and used to work at a company that sold pet food. That's it. That's the expertise on your board. No food, just like the IT guy. No food, nothing.
But no, weed and pet food. The weed guy definitely knows food because, and the pet food is the leftovers of the food. So I'm going to say he's adjacent at least.
How about the family members? One's in wealth management. One has a degree in art history from Princeton, and the newest one, the woman, Mary Alice Dorrance Malone Jr. She's an accomplished equestrian and a luxury fashion entrepreneur. So there's no food here at all. All right, that's the third choice, the board. The fourth choice is the CEO, Mick Beekhuizen. Again, no food background. 13 years with Goldman Sachs in roles including managing director in the merchant baking division.
Actually, I have to.
Yeah, go ahead. The merchant baking division. Yeah,
I have to. If you knew that the CEO of your food company was just a banker, shouldn't you never buy that food? I mean,
or just to vote against the directors of the meeting, or both.
No, but that would be like, like if the head of your medical, specialized medical device company
is like a marketing expert or something,
like a travel agent.
Yeah,
right? Like they have nothing to do with one another.
I agree. Finally, do you blame American pop artist Andy Warhol for somehow making Campbell's Food Company eternally relevant? Like without him, I wonder if this company would still exist. Honestly, actually, I really do wonder this.
I have to say, when you said that one of the family members was like an art dealer, what would you say they were?
He has Bennett Dorrance has a bachelor's degree in art history from Princeton and a master's degree in sustainable leadership from Arizona State.
But the art history one you get because your family is like one of the most famous pieces of pop art, isn't that?
Look,
you just go get that.
I took several art history classes. I actually loved my art history classes, but I think you get a degree in art history when you're Bennett Dorrance because you don't even really know how you ended up at Princeton in the first place. It's probably because of your family, and you're probably not like smart enough to kind of handle philosophy or something. And Bennett, if I'm wrong, I know Bennett listens to the show. If I'm wrong, reach out. That seemed a bit harsh.
Bennett,
that seemed a bit harsh.
Get on here and wrangle with Hazelnut. All right, so my options here are the founding families, investors, the board, the not a foodie food board,
except for one guy who did pet food a little while ago.
The CEO.
No food
and,
banker.
Andy Warhol.
Yeah. who is dead. He's dead.
Can I ask, how long has the CEO been there? Am I allowed follow-up questions here, or do I have to?
You keep wondering things, and I'm gonna slyly type this into my
because
computer machine.
Like the CEO, if this guy is, he's the chief information security officer. Number one, not sure what information security Campbell's has. Right?
He's only been CEO since February.
So I can't blame the CEO. Although all future food-related problems, I will absolutely blame the CEO.
Okay.
Because that guy is a banker running effectively a chicken gristle mill, isn't he?
He joined the company as CFO in 2019. So that was the trajectory there.
All of it makes me uncomfortable. I could go for the board, except that the board is basically whoever the Campbells pick.
Yeah, Grant Hill.
investors,
basketball player. I don't get that one.
I don't even think investors care because they realize their vote doesn't matter. And
right, that's true.
So it's down to me between Andy Warhol and the founding families.
Okay, I like
and
this.
And the reason why it's down to Andy Warhol and the founding families is because, to your point, I know you're saying it as a joke.
No.
But does anyone care about Campbell's if not for Andy Warhol?
Yeah, I'm actually not saying it as a joke. I think I really actually believe that on some level. Yeah. No, actually, I actually agree with you. I'm not sure anyone eats it.
If not for him, right? But I'm going to go with the founding families. Oh. It's I can't blame Andy Warhol for that.
Almost.
It was good.
All right. I'll do one more. I'm gonna write down founding families for Campbell's. Next one's a bit quicker and sadder. There was from the where did I find this? From the Harvard Law School Forum on Corporate Governance. Yeah, we're so with it that we even check like blogs
at Harvard. Harvard blogs.
You know? Although luckily, okay, forget it. Okay, I'm not going to tell a Larry Summers joke. I'm going to move on.
No, move on. It's
so over. This is a report. It was a blog entry about the Q3 2025 Gender Diversity Index from Equilar. I just wanted to highlight some of the things going on with women on boards. There's little movement on boardroom gender diversity. That number is basically stayed at 30% for over a year. There's no movement. But more importantly, new female director appointments have hit a record low, down to 22% of new directors on Russell 3000 boards, the lowest percentage recorded in the entire study going back to 2017. It wasn't that long ago that this number was above 40%, but now it keeps crashing down. Lowest ever recorded on this study. And also, they're reporting that 6% of boards are composed of at least 50% women, which is kind of shocking. I mean, that means that 94% of the boards have over 50% men. I mean, obviously I'm not that dumb that I don't understand that, right?
Skewed men, yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty damning statistic, but this is so who do you blame for this?
Ooh, this one's
and really I'm
hard.
focusing on the harshest number here is this record low. 22% of new directors are women. This is crazy. And we've actually been finding evidence of this, of course, in 8Ks. We've been reporting this in one of our other shows. That where are the women? Where are the women?
Yeah, we're down to 2.
They're retiring. They're not coming back. They're not replacing them. There's down to 2 women on the board. Who do you blame? Do you blame the anti-DEI MAGA movement? That seems like maybe a easy political choice, right? It's okay to hate women again.
Sure.
Okay. Do you blame?
I don't buy that though.
Do you blame nominating committees on boards, specifically their chairs? You could blame them.
Yeah. Now we're getting closer.
Do you blame passive investors? And by that, I'm really looking at the BlackRocks, the Vanguards, who really they put their like pinky toe into this conversation. I remember Goldman Sachs, right? They had requirements. BlackRock had requirements. They started in on this conversation like 5 years ago. Yeah,
Goldman Sachs had a target that they would not like fund a company unless it had IPO a company unless it had a certain percentage of women on the board. And then they declared at the beginning of the anti-woke MAGA movement, as everybody else was shifting, they declared that they've accomplished it and they no longer need that goal.
Right. Well, again, so that that suggests part of the anti-DEI movement. But do you blame passive investors? The fourth choice, do you blame the so-called proxy experts, the ISSs, the Glass Lewises, even the Egan-Jones, because they could very easily, I don't know what they could be doing, honestly.
I think it's funny that prior to the MAGA movement, Egan-Jones didn't make a single headline, and now we talk about Egan-Jones. Now they get mentioned. Egan-Jones gets mentioned.
Or finally, do you blame all the previous female board members who retired or died?
Oh, wow!
Because if they hadn't stepped down, or if they were immortal, maybe these numbers would be better, right?
That's the Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
That's
like
sad.
Corollary, right? Like, isn't that what you're saying?
One of the worst moments in American history.
Because she didn't step down. She didn't step down when Obama was president, and then like get replaced. She stepped down. She died when Trump was president, and now the Supreme Court is fully captured by the MAGA movement.
Okay, who do you blame for this one?
I'm not blaming the MAGA movement. Like, look, I think that it's a little overstated to say this is like latent, right? Like it's not exactly like corporate boards were bastions of diversity. 30% is what we've had for years, and it got up to that, right?
Well,
like
you know what? Yeah, you're right. And you know what's interesting is that was kind of the original target in America was this like mythical 30%. Just like over in Europe, the mandated targets were 40%, right? For some countries like Norway, Sweden,
Denmark, yeah.
But at both at the U.S. and in Europe, they hit the target and they stopped.
Yeah, they stopped. That's it.
They were like, "That's okay. We're done."
That's exactly how it works.
Right?
So it's not the meritocracy isn't about merit. It's about like affirmative action isn't like
it's about quelling the pitchforked mob. That's what it is.
The reason why it exists is because when 70% of the control is in like dudes' hands, unless you set a number or threshold, no one cares. Like no one even does it.
According to the data at Free Flow Analytics, anyway, that 30% of women on the boards, they don't even control that much influence on the boards.
Like I would say the only thing that's changed here, the anti-DEI movement has always been there. It's just been quiet. The passive investors have always just voted in every director. The proxy experts, they don't do it. They do whatever management says. They don't ever like go out on a limb themselves. You can't really blame the board members themselves for dying. Although maybe they need to stop. The only one to blame here is nominating committees. And in fact, I mentioned at the top, like a predictor of directors getting voted out. All of my early predictions say that there's only two factors that matter about getting voted out. A high-risk director, there's only two factors. Number one, and most overwhelmingly, is attendance. We make jokes about that on Proxy Countdown, our other show. If you don't show up to 75% of the meetings, that is when you get voted out. Period.
Somehow it's the one thing that's stuck. It's the one objective criteria that's stuck.
The only thing that investors will guarantee that they don't like you being on the board is you didn't show up. That's it. That is their benchmark, right?
Yes.
Like,
which is
it would be like you could graduate college with an A++, like a 98%.
Right.
If you just go. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all investors say. Number two is be the chair of the nominating committee.
Really?
Yeah. For the past couple years, the chair of the nominating committee, their job was make sure that there's at least 30% women on the board, and they'd get negative votes when there weren't because the policies of the passive investors were we need some base level of, gender equality on these boards. So being the chair of the nominating committee at a company that doesn't have 30% women guarantees you a vote against for at least some of those investors. Now that this is gone, I think it's just going to be attendance. Now, I think it's nominating committee chairs now. Like they're the ones who are changing. They changed the rule. They said investors, their policies are no longer matter. And no one's going to challenge us. Let's just bring in dudes. It shows that they were never bringing in women because they were looking for women to put on boards who are they weren't looking for the most qualified people. They're just bringing in their people. Their people were all men. It's the nominating committees.
All right,
get rid of them.
That's who you blame. All right,
that's who I blame.
Give me a who do you blame? Come on.
All right, I have a longish one.
Yeah.
I saw this headline. Watchdog group warns AI teddy bear discusses sexually explicit content, dangerous activities.
Okay.
There's this teddy bear, and I did not make up the name of this teddy bear. The company that makes it is Folo Toy, and the teddy bear is called the Kuma Bear.
Is that sure? That's how you pronounce it?
It could be Kuma Bear. K-U-M-M-A.
Okay, let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope it's Kuma.
K-U-M-M-A.
Let's just hope.
It's $99.
Yeah.
Apparently, and it used ChatGPT and a little device inside it, and you could give it to your kid, and the kid could have a conversation with the talking teddy bear, okay?
Yeah, only a man could have dreamt up a company like this.
It's unbelievable. So OpenAI actually, apparently what happened is the AI teddy bears, when given to a researcher, the researcher started probing it with questions, and it started telling the researcher how to light matches, where the knives were stored usually, and sexually explicit kinks, right?
Well, even that's better than matches, the kinks.
OpenAI has since said they are suspending Folotoy for violating the terms of service for ChatGPT.
Yeah, sure.
But who do you blame here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who do you blame? The easy one is Folotoy themselves. Their founder and CEO, Larry Wang, he's actually Chinese. Larry's not his real name. He calls himself on LinkedIn Chief Geek Officer.
Ugh.
He has a background in child psychology and behavioral science. Except he doesn't. He has a background in computer science.
Wait. Say that again. He said he had a.
No, you'd think he had a background in child psychology if he's making toys.
I was hoping, yes.
He has a background in computer science, was a founder of a telecom company. He was a software engineer once.
I cannot tell you how many times this is happening now all the
everywhere.
time. They
in
don't
every
come,
country.
It's your same joke about, if a merchant banking expert from Goldman Sachs is selling soup, do you trust the soup? Why the hell would I trust anyone selling products to children if they come from, what did you say, telecom? What are we doing,
He started
people?
a telecom company, and he once worked as a software engineer for an insurance company.
I would love to regulate who are the CEOs and board members at companies that try to sell shit to our children. How about we regulate that?
Like, I feel like there should be a bare minimum requirement that the person who sells you the thing took at least a 2-week class in the thing or something, right?
Well, then Mark Zuckerberg would have to step down. That's not fair.
We need something. But he's qualified enough to write this on the website about the Cumma bear, okay? Quote, Cumma, our adorable bear, combines advanced artificial intelligence with friendly interactive features, making it the perfect friend for both kids and adults. From lively conversations to educational storytelling, Folotoy adapts to your personality and needs, bringing warmth, fun, and a little extra curiosity to your day. I guess the curiosity covers, how do I light a match? Where are the knives so I can kill somebody? And what's your favorite sexual position? That would be curious, right?
Yeah. Well, so now what do I give my child? I give him like a laptop to cuddle with? I put some like fur on a laptop?
Why don't you give him a gerbil? You could, Folotoy, number one. Number two.
Well, no, Folotoy or the CEO or both.
And the CEO. I mean, they're one thing. It's one guy, right? It's like there's a couple people that work there, but they basically, it's in China. It's getting a stuffed, like a bear, a stuffy is like 1 cent in China.
Right.
Shoving a little device in it that talks to the internet is this another cent. Like, you don't need a lot of people to do this. The other option, OpenAI itself.
I have a story about OpenAI later, so yeah, go ahead. Sam
Altman's commitment to do everything for the benefit of humanity stopped short of sex advice from baby toys.
I have the same. We're covering the same thread here. Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
He said though, since he had kids of his own, it would help him not destroy humanity. They would ground him.
I don't really get the logic there. How does that help?
Do you think that do you think that Sammy Jr. should get a Cumma bear for? I feel like at a minimum, every product that uses ChatGPT should be sent to Sam Altman's kid.
Is he suggesting that parents don't commit crimes against humanity? It's like never happened. Is that the suggestion there?
Well, I mean, they don't have access to all of humanity, not like Mark and Sam do. So, but wouldn't it be
a weird thing to say though? Because I have kids now.
Yeah, it will help me.
I won't help destroy humanity.
I won't destroy humanity. Yeah, that's something he actually.
So why is he building why does he have a billionaire bunker? Why build that? Like why? What's?
What I want is for every CEO who makes a product that I don't care if it's a hydraulic press. I think they have to give it to their kid. I think that's the way. Because if you're afraid that your kid's gonna die using it or like commit suicide, maybe don't make that product.
Yeah, well, the kid's too busy like sitting in his Lamborghini, probably. Okay, I got you. OpenAI,
number 3.
Sam Altman. Yep.
OpenAI's board.
Oh, I did the same thing. Go ahead.
I mean, this is easy. Obviously, if they had fired Sam Altman,
they did.
But if they had stuck with it,
if they'd stuck with it, right?
there wouldn't be sex bears using ChatGPT, right?
Well, I don't know. That you can't really. That's not logic that's going to hold up in court. I'll just say.
No, Helen
There
Toner.
still could be. There still could be.
Helen Toner, who like it was funny when I was like searching for the date that Helen Toner was kicked off the board.
Yeah.
Google's AI said Helen Toner was not fired from the board. She resigned, like as if
that may be right.
Like, come on, though.
Technically,
great, right? That's the narrative we're going with. She since said, quote, "But for years, Sam had made it really difficult for the board to actually do that job by withholding information, misrepresenting things that were happening at the company, and in some cases, outright lying to the board, and said that Altman gave them inaccurate information about the small number of formal safety processes the company did have in place." Helen Toner was looking for the safety protocols. Altman was hiding them. And if the board had listened to Toner, maybe Altman wouldn't be able to say the teddy bear, like, you misheard it. It didn't say it loved oral sex. You just misheard it, which is basically what he says.
That was the whole point, right? Sam was busy trying to have the company make a lot of money and world domination, and Helen was like, no, it's not really the charter of this company. It's not really what you're supposed to be doing.
That's not what
Go do that somewhere else. Yeah.
Which brings us to our last, who do you blame? Do you blame Microsoft?
Oh, this is awkward. Why Microsoft?
So, despite misgivings from Bill Gates, Satya Nadella threw $10 billion at OpenAI in January of 2023. In November of 2023, the board removed Sam Altman. Microsoft, it came out, there was a Wall Street Journal article this year about this. It turns out Microsoft had released a version of ChatGPT in India that Altman sanctioned that avoided the safety protocols. They did it outside of safety.
Of course.
The board was supposed to sign off on the release, but did not see it.
Wow.
Altman lied to them and hid it.
Yeah, crazy.
That was in 2023. That was the precipitating thing that Toner and members of the board said, you're lying and you're going around safety protocols, you're fired.
Makes me nuts.
But rather than Microsoft pulling back the release, they had made a $10 billion investment in OpenAI. They actually, do you remember this? They hired Sam Altman 3 days after he was fired. Do you remember?
Yeah, they were going to start a new version of OpenAI at Microsoft and like hire everybody, right?
Yes, they were going to hire everybody at OpenAI and bring it under the umbrella.
Yeah.
And that's what precipitated the basically everybody,
the employees to be like,
the
no.
employees to revolt, and everybody revolted, and they got rid of Toner instead, brought Altman back. Microsoft might be singularly responsible in protecting their short-term $10 billion investment for being the first cog in the sex bear wheel.
Wow, I appreciate the sleuthing here, but I'm going right for Sam Altman. To blame Microsoft for Sam Altman's doing that's just it's a step too far.
Sam Altman would not exist if not for Microsoft now.
Well, that's true.
He would have been fired.
That's true.
Right? Like, there might be still sex bear AI talking whatevers. But
well, then can we blame
Sam Altman would be fired?
Can we blame the Hyderabad public school in India because that's where Satya Nadella went to high school?
I'm just saying, when we look at OpenAI, we might be looking at it wrong. There would be no Sam Altman and
someone else
turbocharged whatever.
I appreciate where you're going. Someone else. They would have gotten that investment from someone else. No.
So, but maybe. But all I know is that Altman released the ChatGPT without any guardrails.
Altman should have been fired. That's all I can think.
Altman was fired.
Yeah.
And the people that saved Altman were actually Microsoft.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you're wrong, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's your game. All right. You got two more?
That's the beauty of this game is that technically I very could have easily entered Folo Toy CEO Larry Wang and felt good about it. I could have. Or Microsoft.
Any one of them works.
This is why this is America's fastest rising ESG corporate governance game, and the only one actually, because the secret to this game is that all the answers are correct. They all can be correct. Depends
on
fastest rising game. Depends on the kaleidoscope you're using and which way you're facing the sun, and there's a lot of variables. But and here's proof, because I'll do one for you, and you'll notice that all the answers could be correct or wrong. And let's stick with OpenAI. OpenAI. This is from CNBC. OpenAI announces. This is exciting, right? Because they're announcing something important, probably, because
they announced lots of things. Yeah.
I mean, based on everything you just said.
Except Larry Summers' resignation. They didn't announce that.
They didn't. That's true. Based on everything you just said, this is an important company doing important things, and the employees aren't even going to let the CEO get fired. OpenAI announces shopping research tool in latest e-commerce push.
So, what does it do?
It generates detailed, in-depth shopping guides. It compares products.
That's what we're using artificial intelligence for?
Yeah, and let's not forget the reporting that you just did on it. I pulled a quote saying that Sam Altman once saying, "With these new abilities, we can have shared prosperity to a degree that seems unimaginable today. In the future, everyone's lives can be better than anyone's life is now."
Because I mean, in the last few weeks,
in the last few weeks, they've partnered with Target, with Walmart. They're doing e-commerce shopping. This is a joke. This is a joke. It's an absolute joke. Who do you blame?
I really don't understand why, like, making my purchase of tube socks frictionless is my goal.
And how did we get this far from the what happened to the original mission? This was like controlled by a non-for-profit,
benefit of humanity.
For the benefit of humanity. Like, what are we doing? I looked at this from a different perspective. My kaleidoscope had different categories. It's similar to yours. But who do you blame? Do you blame the sycophants? Those are the ones you already mentioned. Basically the entire company who refused to let the board fire Altman, right? In fact, they said in their open letter that they're unable to work for. They're talking about the board, unable to work for or with people that lack competence, judgment, and care for our mission and employees. They demanded that all the current board members resign. And we don't joke about this part enough. Their idea too was to appoint 2 new lead independent directors. Two, right? 2. And are they misunderstanding like what it means to be a lead independent director in itself? Yeah. Like they want 2 of them.
I would like co-CEOs and co-lead independent directors from now on.
So basically, they're admitting we're being run by a dictator who refuses to follow the mission, but we like him. And to show you that...
where did they write this?
To show you that this is in the open letter. This is the employees signed this open letter. And they were saying to show you that we'll figure out how to create checks and balances, although not the ones that you just suggested. We're going to fire you. We're going to have 2 new lead independent directors to watch over Sam. I mean, this whole thing is absurd. Okay. That's your first choice, the sycophants. Let me keep going because I have a lot to say here.
Okay, yeah.
Do you blame the new initial board? So this is the new board they created after the old board, which included Larry Epstein Summers, who we just talked about, a guy from Salesforce named Brett Taylor. He's the chair of the new board. Or how about this? Despite the fact the employees wanted to fire the whole board, they kept Adam D'Angelo, the CEO of Quora, who voted against Sam Altman, but they kept him. They kept the dude. Remember this part?
Yeah,
they brought him back, but they fired the women.
I think didn't he say the women tricked me with the sirens tricked me?
They tricked him. They tricked him. So do you blame the new initial board, which featured Larry Summers and a bunch of dudes? Do you blame the next new board members, which is I don't really know how they're on the OpenAI board. That's Sue Desmond Hellman. She was the former CEO at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Another Epstein connection there. I mean, people don't really talk about Bill Gates, but he's also connected to the Epstein files, right?
Yeah, everywhere.
Nicole Iran-Contra Seligman. She was one of the lawyers who defended Ollie North, right? When the Reagan administration was illegally selling arms to Iran, remember? Uh-huh. To raise money to fight an illegal war in Latin America, and I think in Nicaragua. Remember all that?
Yeah.
Or Fiji Simo. She's the CEO of Instacart. We should have known with that appointee. They hired the CEO for the board who runs another dumb e-commerce company. We should have known.
Wow.
So do you blame that new board cohort, right? I got too many things to say here. Do you blame the Wafflers? Remember, the Wafflers were Adam D'Angelo, who first voted him out and then came back. Remember Ilya Sutskever? He first voted to fire Sam Altman, but then he started crying and changed his mind. And said that no, I take it back.
He
we
very
need Sam.
cheerful.
Yeah. So we could blame the Wafflers. Or I have a twist in this one. Do you not blame Helen Toner and Tasha McCauley? They were the two women that got fired.
I can vote to not blame some people.
Or finally, do you just blame Sam Altman? There's a lot going on here. I'm sorry. Do you blame Sam Altman? Who do you blame?
So,
e-commerce.
You know,
OpenAI.
You made a prediction 4 years ago on one of our shows, maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
OpenAI should just stop right now.
That Fiji Simo would be the next CEO of Facebook. You made that prediction once, and
it's not wrong yet.
It's the only reason why I know that person's name.
It's not wrong yet. Because isn't it what this is all about? I mean, Fiji Simo does represent something important here about all these companies that we talk about in tech who pretend to save the world. They're just selling shit to you. I'm going to
blame the new board members because Fiji Simo. That's the only I'm going to blame.
All right.
Yeah, like when you put together a board, boards get put together usually for 3 core reasons, right? Number one is regulatory. They need like an audit person or someone from Ernst & Young always gets on there. They need someone for the accounting committees. So there's like some regulatory demand. Number 2 is you want your friends on the board, right? Like people you've done business with, people you know, people you golf
Taylor,
with.
Adam
and
D'Angelo.
number 3 is you want access to markets that you want to sell in.
Right.
Like you either want your suppliers, if you are you're selling something and there's suppliers, you want to know the supply chain. If you bringing on the CEO of Instacart actually could be specifically to understand or get access to sales channels. Instacart works with Walmart, Target,
all the big ones, yeah.
So
supermarkets.
If you wanted to know, like, we're going to partner, isn't that the perfect person to kind of have at your disposal on the board? Not that Sam would care about his board. I'm not sure he listens to them anyway. But
honestly, the rest of the board makes no sense. It's like we went from having actual oversight to the employees pretending like they wanted 2 new lead independent directors to having just a bunch of cronies, one of whom is Larry Summers.
I think it makes a lot of sense. Larry Summers, because he's famously connected to Zuckerberg, right? Like, so, like...
Harvard.
Brett Taylor, because he's famously connected to Musk and the Twitter and like Salesforce, Benioff, like it's just tech bro. Adam D'Angelo is
another tech bro.
I think Altman's friend. I mean, I think they're just straight up friends.
Again,
right?
on the original board, he did.
On the original board.
Tellingly, though, he did vote to. This is how bad what Sam Altman was doing was. Is that co-founder Ilya Sutskever and buddy boy Adam D'Angelo, along with the 2 women, they voted to remove him. It wasn't just the women who were acting shrilly in the face of a man.
D'Angelo, was one of the first CTOs of Facebook. So Facebook Connection might have been talking to Mark and being like, I don't know what to do here. And Mark was like, you got to get rid of him. Like, so maybe he just got influenced.
I don't know.
But Sue Desmond-Hellmann was on the board of Facebook. Also gives the appearance of
I forgot about
the
that
benefit
connection.
of humanity, right? The Gates Foundation. Seligman.
Although she was at Sony though. That was Nicole Seligman.
No, that was Seligman. Seligman, you need a lawyer on the board. You always need a lawyer, but you don't want a lawyer who's going to tell you what not to do. You get the contrarian, the flip lawyer. You get the lawyer who backed Ollie North. Right?
Yeah, not only backed Ollie North, but working for a company like Sony and Sony Pictures. I mean, that's a lawyer who knows like fighting. She knows.
I think these might be incredibly strategic appointments in the end. That's what I'm saying.
I actually might agree with you on this one because the first initial board members were his buddies and like a kind of a mentor. Like Larry Summers was the mentor. A couple of tech bros. It was that next cohort that really shaped the future of OpenAI, right? Fiji Simo being really where this company was headed.
I'm not going to blame her specifically,
but
I am going to say this is
all women
this is
too.
The direction.
All women.
Yeah.
One more, and then I'll hand it off to you. A bit of a meaty one here. Kohl's. Okay, I'm going to have to bring you up to speed on Kohl's. So the headline is Kohl's names Michael Bender as permanent CEO after a turbulent year and sales declines. Okay. How much do you remember about Kohl's? We had a lot of retail craziness, retail CEO craziness.
Was it them or Kroger? Because it was happening at the same time.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't announce why the CEO.
Okay, so Kroger CEO, we still don't know why he stepped down.
Right? Yeah, okay.
It must be incredible creep. We still don't know. Kohl's was just as crazy. And I'm going to try to paraphrase this quickly. Ashley Buchanan became CEO in January. They gave him like $20 million golden hello. They found out a few months later that he had an improper relationship with a former girlfriend at his former company, Michaels, and gave her some deals. They got rid of him. The chair at the time, who had been on the board and was part of the committee to hire Ashley Buchanan, became the interim CEO. His name is Michael Bender. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we are. So who do you blame for this headline? Do you blame Ashley Buchanan? He's the CEO who had the improper relationship, who got the... Okay.
Yeah,
do you blame investors? This is the other part of the story that it was so crazy at the time. 2 weeks after this happened, investors actually had a chance to vote at the meeting. 2 weeks after Ashley Buchanan stepped down, and instead of getting angry at everybody, they voted 92% average yes on the entire board, including Bender, who was the chair at the time, including Jonas Priesing, who was the compensation committee chair, who was actually in charge of succession planning, who hired Ashley Buchanan. Everybody. They just supported everything. And despite that, they barely passed pay. So they were angry at pay, right? 55% said yes.
For who? I remember this because we were like, whose pay are they angry at? The guy who just got named CEO? The guy who was named CEO?
I guess they were upset at the guy who was already fired, who got a big golden hello, because the next pay package for the chair, for Michael Bender, was the same as... the whole thing is so confusing. So do you blame investors for just being a confusing mess and refusing to protest this horrible, embarrassing selection of Ashley Buchanan? Do you blame the compensation committee? I already mentioned them. Not only was Chair Jonas Priesing there, he's been on the board for a decade, and remember, the compensation committee was responsible for succession planning, but the same Michael Bender, who was chair, is now CEO, was also on that committee, responsible for succession planning.
I hate all of this. I hate everything you're saying.
Do you blame Michael Bender himself for being the new CEO? Do you blame the current CEO for being the new CEO? Because again, he was the chair. He was on the comp committee. He's actually getting the same pay package as the one that they just voted against. He's actually getting slightly more in jet perks, slightly more. He's getting relocation. He's getting a smaller golden hello, only $4 million. Basically, it's the same pay package that investors voted no on. Or finally, breathlessly, do you blame the concept of the glass cliff, where women and people of color who are promoted to precarious leadership positions during times of crisis, organizational turmoil, or poor performance? Now, Kohl's has all of those things, and Michael Bender is a black man. Very few black men CEOs.
Yeah, he's on the black cliff, yeah.
Right, so but it's still a glass cliff. It's women and people of color both part of it. So do you blame so are we misreading this? Is it really not Michael Bender's fault? Is he just there because he's going to be a placeholder until the next one? Because Kohl's is a disaster. It's a mess.
Oh, that last one just threw me for a loop. Because the easy answer here is Michael Bender,
with Kohl's.
right? Like the easy answer is Michael Bender. It's not Ashley Buchanan.
He screwed up the succession the first time.
Yes, he screwed it up. But
and Michael's, in fact, what we dug up is that Michael's, he did the same thing at Michael's. There were already reports of Ashley Buchanan screwing up before.
This isn't just Kohl's problem too. We literally just in the zine, they who was it that hired Lloyd's?
That was AIG.
AIG just hired like the second in command at
CEO
Lloyd's, who everywhere he went, there were reports of the same thing. They hired him anyway, and then a report comes out and they're like, "Oh, you're fired," right? Like,
this does back up our one of our main theories of the world that we cover is that it is a protected class. It is like a private network of people. And to your point, the only thing you can do to screw it up is to miss a few meetings. Otherwise, if you're in it, you're in it, and they don't care what you've done wrong. They're not going to really look at. They're not going to look unless you're a woman or a person of color. They're not going to do a lot of digging to see if you're qualified. They're just going to ask you to join, right?
But that last one, like Michael Bender, is the easy answer here because he's board chair. He picked Buchanan. Then he's running. He was running the board. He was named the interim CEO, and he's running the board already. And then the rest of the board is just like, "You're doing a great job. Why don't you just keep doing it?" And like that's
same
just
pay,
lame.
The same pay package, and he has no retail CEO experience. Now, Ashley Buchanan came in with that pay package. At least he had come from Michael's in the retail world as CEO.
Company. Yeah,
this guy, the former chair who screwed up succession planning, he's getting the same pay package somehow. I don't know how that's happening.
And yet, you are 100% correct that the minute he fails, he's out.
Failing. Yeah,
right. He's gone. There's no way he sticks around.
What a nightmare. Yeah. What do you think here?
Oh, I don't like this one at all.
Usually you don't blame concepts, but this is interesting.
I might blame the concept. It's because now if he gets fired, you don't know if he got fired because he's a black man who had no leash, or he underperformed, or you just don't know anymore. You don't know if he got hired because he is best for the job or because they needed somebody to do the job of cleanup while they found someone else. You don't know.
Yes. Here's what I actually honestly think is because we, having covering Kohl's as we have all year long, it has been struggling all year round. I think they've come to a point where they're like, nothing's turning around. We don't know it can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Let's just keep the glass cliff higher. To your point, we can bail on him in like 14 months when we need to. But we're
I don't like this. I don't like it at all. That's what I'm going with. All right, let's end the show with one more. This one's light as in not serious.
Okay.
Because I read this article. I don't know why I read this article.
Oh yeah, because I stupidly tagged these. Because
you tag it, but
they make me angry. And
I read it.
Okay.
I'm the chief people officer at Walmart.
Yes.
I always wake up to the same U2 song and watch the Today Show. That's the headline.
Yeah. Does she watch the same Today Show or like the
day's?
Oh, it's the Today.
That day's Today
but
Show,
but the same
U2 song.
It's the new. Okay.
This is Donna Morris, chief people officer at Walmart. She's listening to "Beautiful Day" by U2 every single day.
That is the one because there's a lot of bleak stuff in the U2 catalog. Used to be a very political band back in the day.
Yeah, I mean,
Bloody Sunday,
Bloody Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Like it could have been that song. It wasn't. No,
Beautiful Day.
Beautiful Day. The first thing she does every morning is go online. She doesn't drink coffee, but she does drink Diet Coke. She said,
what's the difference? Yeah.
This is what I read today.
I like this. I love this actually.
I've just never been a hot drink type of girl, I guess.
Well, put the Diet Coke in the microwave. I mean, what are you doing?
She's not a hot drink type of girl. I try to limit myself to 2 Diet Cokes a day.
That's smart.
Although every once in a while I sneak in a third.
Yeah, you should not do any of that. Drink the black coffee or iced coffee. It's healthier.
Like I read long things about Zuckerberg and his genius and his evilness, and I'm reading about her Diet Coke drinking habits.
Oh, yeah, it's a woman. Is it a woman of color, by the way?
No, she's not. She's a white woman.
All right.
This is in the article. She likes buying cookbooks. But she says she's a horrible cook and just cooks the same thing every time.
How?
So she doesn't
what are you doing with the cookbooks? Yeah, are you opening the cookbooks?
I guess they're paperweights? I don't know.
I mean, you have access to all that cooking stuff, all that appliances at Walmart, all the food, cookbooks.
Nothing,
you can't learn how to cook?
And nowhere in the article does it mention of the chief people officer, Walmart's DEI rollback, the new CEO. They have a new CEO.
Yeah,
John. Didn't mention the fact that Doug McMillan's just stepped down. Nothing. She doesn't mention the Waltons working for the family, a family dictatorship. She doesn't mention any other colleagues except entirely in the abstract. You're the chief
Diet
people
Coke.
officer. The only place where she mentions twice that she meets with associates. But the only time she like mentions people is she stays past 6 o'clock every night because there's fewer people in the office.
Oh, wait a minute.
The chief people officer doesn't even want the people.
Yeah, introvert. Yeah, and I was gonna say she probably only meets with the associates because she's on her way to get a Diet Coke.
So
she has to pass them in the aisles.
Yeah, she's got to like talk to them while she's pulling it out of the refrigerator. Who do we blame for this existing? Like this whole article, all of this. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we blame professional conservative snowflake Robbie Starbuck?
Yeah, he's currently a consultant at Meta.
Yes, of course he is. He claimed Walmart as his first victory.
See, I forget
Trump's
this.
election.
Okay, I forget this. All right.
Okay, this is post. I actually think that like post Robbie Starbuck snowflakeism, Morris might have actually had a job managing people, right? But now isn't her job to just make sure there's like less swastikas on the bathroom wall? Like, like now she's got nothing but time. So she's giving interviews to Business Insider about like her Diet Coke drinking habits.
Well, let's not forget the Coast Guard just demoted swastikas and nooses. They're not hate symbols anymore. So maybe she doesn't have to worry about that.
So now she's not worrying. So now if you're not worrying, what are you doing with your time? Now Business Insider calls and she's like, yeah, sure. I've got like an hour to give you to discuss what time I wake up in the morning. I
got to tell you, I'm one thing I am impressed with though, is that if Business Insider called me, and I don't know what they're waiting for, I'd give an interview about my day. I would probably, I'm so vain or maybe worried about what people think. I probably would hide my Diet Coke addiction. I'd talk about all the good, positive things I do. I wouldn't say that I was drinking like Coke or something. Like, you know what I mean?
I think it's incredibly telling.
Proud of her.
How much people want to talk about just themselves.
Themselves, yeah.
Like, it's really shocking. Do you blame? That's number one. Do you blame number two? Business Insider.
Well, yeah.
They published the article.
I do tag a lot of stories from them, though. Yeah.
They must have known Morris had the potential to give one of the most insipid article reviews of her day ever.
Yes, but the headline's great, though. Let's be fair.
No, because when you read her excuse for Walmart's DEI rollback, you must know that she has nothing interesting to say after this, right? She said, quote, when you talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, all in part, there can be communities, and often the largest communities, that step back and say, geez, I'm not sure if I'm even actually included. That's what she described.
Wait, really?
That was her explanation for why Walmart was rolling back DEI.
So her perspective was what, like a white Christian or something? That was the Starbucks person. The white person wasn't included. Is that it?
I guess yes. The largest
a man,
like the white male evangelical Christians. I don't like.
Not
I don't
included
know.
in the zeitgeist of Walmart. That's okay.
What Robbie Starbuck actually said was, quote, this is the biggest win yet for our movement to end wokeness in corporate America.
Yeah,
this won't just have a massive effect for their employees who will have a neutral workplace. So Starbucks saying the same thing as she is.
A neutral workplace. So, okay, so now we're saying that when you subtract women and people of color from America, that creates a neutral workplace?
It's like when you go to the paint store and you got to get neutral colors, right? Like they're mostly like white and cream, right? Like there's not a lot of
neutral,
like bright colors.
What a weird way to describe this, a neutral workplace.
So do you blame Business Insider who put this out and probably knew she was going to say insipid, boring things based on the things that she said?
I'm going to thank Business Insider. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you blame Donna Morris herself?
Okay.
Because as we covered here on this show, she said this in another headline.
We did. I don't remember
tagged.
This. Yeah.
This was an article by, I think it was CNBC or MSNBC, CNBC. It was CNBC, like Take It Now. I didn't link the article, but she said that she was talking about the biggest red flag that she sees as the chief people officer at Walmart.
Yeah.
It is an employee. This is what she said, quote, nobody wants to hire a Debbie Downer.
Oh, a shrill woman, you mean?
Someone who is constantly negative. You know they're going to show up and they're going to bring the problem, never the solution.
Oh.
Literally the job of HR and the chief people officer is to field complaints from employees
or from Robbie
Starbuck
managers. Or from Robbie Starbuck.
Like, is it too Debbie Downer when an employee mentions racial discrimination and then the EEOC has to sue Walmart for it? Maybe they were just being a Debbie Downer.
Bad luck, by the way. You had to gender your negative person. You had to gender. Like you couldn't be more creative to pick an employee who's negative. You had to make it a woman. Like that was your.
Well,
but it's a little weak, though, don't you think? Like, what are we doing here?
So Donna Morris, maybe we blame Donna Morris because she's the one who she's listening to a Beautiful Day and telling people stop being such a Debbie Downer. I'm getting.
So why does she need to listen to Beautiful Day? She must have very negative dreams and thoughts.
Yeah, maybe she's covering up. Or do we blame Walmart's board?
Ooh.
Because someone somewhere must have signed off on Morris getting hired, right? She got hired, I think, in 2021. And as a new chief people officer, do you blame a Walton? Do you blame the board? Someone thought this was a good idea. And take a look. You could take your pick of the board members. Because on this board is a series of luminaries who, maybe they all don't like Debbie Downers and they all drink Diet Cokes twice a day. The CFO of OpenAI, Sarah Friar, on the board. She's the CFO we covered.
Yeah, new partnership.
Yeah, have a new partnership with them. So very strategic, person to have on the board. She also mentioned that OpenAI could use a government backstop and then clarified that. You remember that? We covered that here. Brian Niccol, CEO of Starbucks.
I forget that. Yeah, he was just actually. I just tagged a story about him being a bad CEO.
I put it here. He was just named to a worst CEO list.
Oh,
so good for him. After getting a golden hello, a golden parachute, golden shower, I don't know, all the golden
$100 million. Yeah,
he got so much money to not be good.
Starbucks is still suffering. Yeah,
Walmart has the current and former CEO of Walmart on this board, right?
Okay.
So Doug McMillon on the board hired Donna Morris.
Right,
he hired.
And he's still until he actually leaves. You're right. He's still there.
And the new CEO,
John Furness, what's his name?
Furner, not Turner. That's his brother-in-law, Furner. John Furner, the new CEO. He has been there for 20 years or 30 years.
Yeah.
No, since 93 or
93,
something. Forever.
1993.
So he could very well have hired her or at least know her. Do you blame Stuart Walton?
Oh.
Who couldn't even bother to be called Stuart, like Stuart.
Yeah.
He put an E in his name. It's Steuart.
Okay. Oh, so you're blaming him for his own
Come on,
name.
It's so fucking pretentious.
Yeah, but you're blaming him, though, for that naming, right? Not his parents.
Yeah, I'm blaming him for not changing it when he had the chance. The only thing he has done so far to get on this board was being a Walton, because in his Wikipedia page, it says he's married to a Baywatch reboot actress, and that's basically it.
Really?
That's all he's done.
Okay.
Greg Penner, also on this board, son-in-law of the Waltons and son-in-law co-owner of the Denver Broncos.
Oh, it's
everything
exhausting.
through the Walton family.
It is exhausting.
Nothing there. And then there's the rest of the board that includes Tom Horton, who was American Airlines CEO and CFO right before they declared bankruptcy.
Oh, Jesus.
Marissa Mayer, Marissa Mayer on this board.
Yahoo. Yeah.
There are two separate consultants on here, one from PricewaterhouseCoopers and one from Ernst & Young.
Right. You got to have those. Yeah.
There is Randall Stevenson, the ex-AT&T CEO, who, if I'm honest, everything I read about that guy, I like that guy. I don't he seems like good people. I lump him in.
Yeah, go ahead.
I lump him in with the two other DEI directors. There's one from NBC Universal, and there's a woman who are just they're the only people of color on the board. So they're marginalized, right? So
yeah. Well, it doesn't really. But to your point, does it really matter? Because the family control, the board is just kind of like their friends, their playthings.
Yeah, their playthings. Yeah, their playthings. Yeah. So those are your options. Your options are who do we blame for this insipid article? Robbie Starbuck, Business Insider, Donna Morris, or Walmart's board?
I was going to go Donna Morris, but then I cheated and I noticed that she is Canadian. So I'm going to give her a pass, because having lived in Canada for 2 years, it is my absolute conviction that Canadians are just nicer. I think she just might be nice. So I'm not going to blame her. I'm not going to blame Donna Morris. I should blame the Walton family. I also should blame Business Insider for their amazing amount of clickbait. Although I love the headline. Wakes up to the same song and watches the Today Show. Yeah. I mean, it's just so stupid. I'm going to actually go for Robbie Starbuck.
Wow, and here's Robbie why. Starbuck.
But here's my theory here, is that this MAGA anti-DEI era that we're living in has created a corporate world where it is okay for the chief people officer of Walmart, which might be one of the biggest employers in the world, the United States. Yeah. I mean, a very important company.
Over 1 million.
That it's okay for her to do stories about drinking Diet Coke and watching TV, where she should be talking about the labor force. I want to hear about labor at Walmart. That's all I want to hear about, because
it's a really good point.
Because if you treat that labor force well, if you pay them a living wage, if you give them top benefits, all of that automatically becomes a model for the rest of the United States. So I want to hear about that from Donna Morris. Every time she talks, I want to hear about that. And then maybe every 20th article, she can talk about Diet Coke. So I blame Robbie for getting us back to the point where we can't even talk about important issues.
You know what?
God forbid. We have to talk about insipidness.
I read a lot about Donna Morris today, more than any other person should read about Donna Morris. And I came away feeling like she was basically nothing. It was a whole bunch of nothing burger, and I wanted to not like her. But you might be totally right. She cannot say anything anymore because she lives in an America that's stopped being able to talk.
Yeah, and we don't want to Robbie's point, the people, the workers, it should be neutral, right? Workers, it should be a neutral play field. They shouldn't represent anything, right? They shouldn't represent rights. They shouldn't represent anything political, nothing. It should just be a bunch of faceless, neutral nothings.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Ooh, that was exhausting.
The show's always exhausting.
You can't blame us for this one because we're skipping the rest of the week because of Thanksgiving. So this will be our
we got a holiday. No more shows this week. That's all we got.
Listen to this one twice. Listen to it twice.
Give thanks for something if you're in the U.S. If you're not in the U.S., laugh at the U.S. That's Hazelnut Rawlis. I'm your analyst, Matt Moscardi. We are Free Float. Come back next week when we reboot with all new shows and all new stuff. And all new data. I've got so many cool findings from this predictor thing that I want to roll out. So we'll talk more about that. Until then,